He walked into that ring as the favorite. He had the crowd. He had the wins. He had the momentum. And he lost. But tonight, Portable isn't just upset. He's furious. He's calling it a robbery. And he wants 200 million naira. This is NPM News. I'm James Merello. And this story, you are going to want to hear every single detail. Good evening, and welcome to NPM News. Nigeria's celebrity boxing scene has never been short of drama. But what unfolded in Lagos over the weekend, and the explosive aftermath that followed, that's something entirely different. Street hop artist Habibu Okikiola, the man the streets know simply as Portable, has come out swinging. Not in the ring this time, but on social media. And the punches he's throwing now may be louder than anything he threw on fight night. Here's what happened. It was billed as chaos in the ring for, and chaos is exactly what it delivered. The venue, the iconic Balmoral Hall at the Federal Palace Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos. The atmosphere, electric. The matchup, Portable, one of Nigeria's most unpredictable, most entertaining, most combustible personalities, stepping into the ring against content creator and internet sensation Carter Efe. Now, before we go any further, let's be clear about something. Portable was not the underdog walking into this fight. Far from it. He had already recorded wins against Charles Okocha and Speed Darlington in previous celebrity exhibition bouts. He was considered the more experienced fighter, the more aggressive, the one who knew how to perform under pressure. Carter Efe, known more for his viral videos and his massive online following, not his boxing credentials. In fact, Carter Efe recently made history by becoming Africa's most followed streamer on Twitch. But stepping into a boxing ring against Portable, that was a different kind of challenge entirely. And yet, when the final bell rang, and when all three judges submitted their scorecards, the decision was unanimous. Every single judge scored it in his favor. Now, losing a fight is one thing, but in the world of celebrity boxing, how you respond to a loss tells the world everything about you. Portable responded. He responded. Taking to his Instagram story in a series of posts, the Zaza crooner did not hold back, not even a little. And we have his words verbatim, because they are worth hearing in full. Portable said, and I quote, "I was robbed. Carter Efe was wrestling while I was throwing punches. He was strangling with his long hands and height. I threw him many punches. Why didn't you people count them? Any blow that I threw at him ought to count, even if it meets him on the shoulder or hand." Now, for those of you watching who may be unfamiliar with professional or even amateur boxing rules, let me translate what Portable is saying here. He's arguing that punches which landed on Carter Efe's arms, shoulders, or guard should have been scored. In boxing, of course, that is not how it works. A punch must connect cleanly on the head or the body to be counted. But Portable clearly felt his output was not being rewarded. And he wasn't done. He went further, directly calling out the physical mismatch, saying, "Carter Efe was just holding my neck. I was punching him too. But you people are not talking about that. They knew he was tall and had long hands, but still put him in a boxing match with me." And here is where it gets even more interesting, because beyond the accusations of foul play, beyond the claims of bias from the judges, Portable attached a very specific financial demand to his grievances. 200 million naira. That's what he's asking for. He described it as his stream money. Revenue he claims he is owed in connection with the event. His exact words were, "To the organizers, I want my stream money amounting to about N200 million. Just give me my money before I cause trouble." So, what do we make of all this? Let's put it in context. Carter Efe's victory was confirmed and celebrated by businessman and philanthropist Money, who publicly announced a 50 million naira reward for Efe following the win. That's a significant endorsement. That's not the kind of celebration you see after a controversial or questionable result. That's the kind of statement that says, the result was clear. Multiple ringside observers described the contest as largely one-sided. Carter Efe, despite being the content creator and not the supposed fighter, managed to use his height, his reach, and crucially, his composure to control the bout. He was disciplined, he was strategic, and ultimately, the judges agreed. Portable, by his own admission, struggled to get past Efe's reach. He was frustrated. He was emotional. And when you're emotional in the ring, that often shows up on the scorecards. Now, regarding the N200 million demand, NPM News has reached out for comment from the event organizers and will bring you any response as this story develops. What we do know is this. The beef between these two entertainers, which played out over weeks of online exchanges before the fight, has not ended with that final bell. If anything, it has just entered a new chapter. Here's the bigger picture, and it's worth saying clearly. Nigeria's celebrity boxing scene is growing fast. Events like Chaos in the Ring are drawing real crowds, real money, and real attention, not just locally, but internationally. The Portable versus Carter Efe fight trended heavily across Nigerian social media. People watched, people argued, people cared, and that, regardless of who wins or loses, regardless of post-fight Instagram rants or N200 million demands, that is what promoters want. Engagement, drama, conversation. In that sense, both Portable and Carter Efe delivered exactly what the event promised. But for Portable, the fallout from this loss goes beyond a bruised record. He was the favorite. He was supposed to win. And in the eyes of his fan base, that makes the defeat hit differently. Whether the organizers respond to his financial demands, whether a rematch is on the table, or whether this feud takes an entirely new direction, NPM News will be watching. Because with Portable involved, nothing stays quiet for long. That is your NPM News report for tonight. I'm James Merello, reminding you that in Nigerian entertainment, the story never really ends. It just changes shape. Stay with NPM News for the latest developments on this story and everything else moving in Nigeria and beyond. Stay informed. Stay sharp. Good night.